We're live.
Welcome to Fall Forward Radio.
There he is. What up, Joe?
What's up, big guy?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing very well. How about you?
Yeah, doing good. Doing great, man. Got to tell you, look at you.
You like that?
I love it. You're all clean shaved. I can't clean shave because I look like a 12-year-old. Maybe might actually help me actually look a bit younger, but
there you go.
Very impressed. New shirt, new face. You got a little tan. You've been sitting outside.
Trying to look good. Well, got time on my hands now. Might as well take advantage of it, right?
And there's that dig again. Bazinga. Can't get past the dig. So, dude, some things to talk about this week before we get into this really, really exciting interview. So, merchandise. I know you've been working with a company. What's the update? Tell me.
The update, we have some example pieces coming to us. We're going to check them out. If everything's a go, then we will be live here within maybe a week or less with the merch site, and it's time to fly.
Yeah, Jay and I had a discussion of what we're going to do with the merch, and we're not going to reveal it yet. It's something very different that nobody else has done before, because obviously at Full Forward Radio, we're different. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to help a lot of people, and you're going to have our beautiful faces on some of the t-shirts and hoodies. My mom actually said to me, I'd love to wear a hoodie with your face on it. And I was like,
sweet.
Yeah, I got to think before I tell the people in the world about what I'm thinking. You never stop me on that.
Don't do it, please.
So
kids are watching the show.
Yeah. Hi, kids. How are you? So talking of kids, how's the kids?
Kids are good, getting ready for school. They're not too happy about it happening within a few weeks. So we're trying to get them back used to waking up early and actually having to do something again. Yeah. It's been a challenge, but we're doing it.
Good. Yep. Same thing over here. The computers are going to completely change from the Xboxes over to your laptops and learn real stuff versus how to fly out the sky and do all that kind of stuff. Pick up merch. I'm not with it. I don't know what these kind of kids do these days. So that being said, today's episode 8, tell the Full Forward fanatics all about who we've got today.
Yeah, this is going to be an amazing story. So we've got like a true life story of survival, recovery, someone providing hope to others. I don't want to go too far into details. I want her to share it herself, but it was a horrible house fire accident that, from that she became a patient ambassador of a renowned hospital here in the country.
Don't say it.
I won't say that either. Yeah, that's all the good stuff, right? But now she's an author of 2 books. Talk about somebody who's going through a tragedy and really perceiving at the very didn't even say it right, so there you go.
No, anyway. I understand. They understand what you're saying. So one of the things, guys, that we do our celebrity guest list. I'm not going to give it away, but I think Jay has finally, 8 episodes in, he's trumped me. He's got his first one. So you're going to find out all about it. So without further ado, before we get Kilee, her name is Kilee. We're not keeping that quiet. She's we're going to show you a little video. It's deep, as always. It's hits home, but it's unbelievable. And then we're going to have the lady herself come join us, and we will speak to you in a second. So roll the tape, Jay.
Kilee Brookbank, here we go.
On November 10th, 2014, I was in a house explosion that burned 45% of my body. I was 16 years old. The majority was 2nd and 3rd degree burns, and I had passed out because of the explosion, and my dog actually woke me up barking. I spent 38 days in Shrinershospitalforchildren, and after that, I spent a year in recovery. I am a more compassionate and stronger person being a burn survivor because I'm able to see people who were just like me, and I'm able to show them that I care about them too, because I know what it's like to go through something that's traumatic, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm proud of my scars because my scars tell a story about myself, and they're beautiful for that. I am an author, advocate, and activist. I'm able to help other people know that they too can get through anything. I've learned that scars are just part of your body, and you shouldn't let other people judge you because of that, because they don't know what you've been through. They don't know how long it took for you to get to where you are. Everything is temporary, especially challenges. I just like to tell people that you can get through it no matter what, as long as you keep your heart in it, keep your mind in it. I'm able to live a more meaningful life through my challenges because I've been able to write a couple of books, Beautiful Scars and Digger the Hero Dog, and those two have really made a huge impact on my life because I'm able to tell children and young adults that you can get through it no matter what, and that's what my whole message is. My family and I started the Kilee Gives Back Foundation, and to date we've raised over $300,000. We donate all the money that we've received to Shriners Hospitals for Children in Cincinnati to help other children like me who are going through a tough situation and need the care from Shriners in Cincinnati. I'm able to show them that after all of this, something good can come from it, and I think that just showing them my scars really helps them because they don't know what they're going to look like afterwards, and I think that showing them makes them realize that it is actually going to be okay.
Wow. Well, there's that video, Jay. What'd you think?
That was a very powerful video, Kilee. I'll tell you what.
Unbelievable. There she is. Hi, Kilee. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
We're good. We're so glad to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us from, where are you? You're in Ohio, Cincinnati, right?
Yes. Yep.
It looks like a
Cincinnati.
sunny day out there.
It is. It's really pretty out. It's very hot, but you know, it's
Try
almost
being where we are.
August.
We're in Florida. It's boiling.
Oh,
It is pouring with rain. So it's
dark clouds everywhere right now.
usual summer. So Kilee, got to tell you, I was very happy to receive your book, Beautiful Scars, from your publishing company, and couldn't put it down. Literally couldn't put it down. Was lying there on the couch, and I get up to eat, and it was like 2 a.m, and I was like, got to finish this chapter. So I personally feel like I know your whole family. I know you, I know Cameron, Lori, Digger, everything like that. So it's so fun when you read a book, and obviously I'd seen a picture of you, but hadn't seen a picture of the rest of the family. And then further into the book, there was images, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's that one, and that's that one. So got to say to you, amazing job on that book. It really was great. You and your mom going back and forth with the book. I don't want to give too much away from it because we want people to go out there and get it, but great job on the book.
thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I get that a lot from people that say, once they read the book, they're like, I feel like I know you. Like, I know you personally.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought I'd get that. Now I just feel like everybody else. So yeah, but it was great. So yeah.
So Kilee, with respect to the book, would you mind for our viewers kind of giving us a quick summary of your story?
Yeah, of course. So when I was 16 years old, I was in a house explosion. I came home from school that day and I smelled something strange in the bathroom, and I thought, well, why not just light a candle to mask the smell? And it turns out that didn't work. That actually did more damage than anything. As soon as I lit the candle, everything just blew up around me. And I think I may have hit my head and I may have passed out for a few seconds. And I woke up to my dog Digger barking at me, and immediately I knew something was wrong. So I got up and ran out of the house, went to my neighbors, and that's where they helped me, called 911, and they called my parents and let everybody know that needed to know what was going on. And then from there, I went to Shriners Hospital for Children in Cincinnati, and that's where I stayed for 38 days. I had extensive burn care there, and as well as physical therapy. And the physical therapy didn't just stop after those 38 days. So it was actually a very long process. It ended up being about a year or so long. And, you know, it was awesome to have Shriners there, because if they weren't there, then I don't know where I would be right now. And before this, I didn't even know what Shriners was.
I was going to ask you, had you heard about them beforehand?
Yeah, no, I actually hadn't. My family, my stepdad, he had, just because one of his coworkers, actually his daughter went there. So he knew of Shriners and knew what they did. So when actually, I didn't know this at the time, obviously, but when I was being transported from here to Cincinnati, my stepdad called his coworker and said, do we need to do anything? Like, can we get her in there faster? Is there any way that we can do that? And it worked out to where he knew that he was on the board, actually. So he knew people and he was able to let them know I was coming. So it all worked out, but yeah.
Beautiful. So you mentioned too, not only did they help you physically, but they helped you mentally. Can you kind of touch on that point a little bit?
Yeah, so they not only have the physical aspect where they help you with, everything else that you need physically, but they have like this child care, child life specialist thing, and they have people come in and try to help you recover mentally. They try to talk you through things. You have therapists, and I didn't feel at the time that I should utilize those, so I may not have utilized them as much as I should have then, but looking back, I feel like it did help me, because the little time that I did spend with those people, it was able to show me that there are other people like me. There are other children who have gone through similar situations. And not only that, just seeing other kids in Shriners as well, I was able to connect with them and be able to understand them more, and they were able to understand me more. And so it was it was helpful in that way, just because we were able to bounce off of each other kind of.
Built like a support group within the hospital. That's great.
Yeah.
So Kilee, back to your story, is is it 45% of your body was burnt from the explosion?
Yeah, it was 45%.
Okay, so again, referring back to the book, you said in there a lot of the time that you didn't want help from anybody else, and the fact is, I can do this on my own. And it was, are you a kind of person that is like that anyway, very independent, that doesn't need help from other people and doesn't want to put anybody out? Or was it just the situation you were in?
I think it was maybe a mixture of both. Just growing up, I've always wanted to do things for myself. And I think I've been taught that from a young age, just to be able to rely on yourself. And especially in that situation, I didn't want people feeling like they had to do everything for me. And it was nice sometimes, I'm not going to lie, because I was in a lot of pain most of the time. And so when people offered to do things for me, I didn't want to refuse their help. But I knew that deep down, if I did refuse their help, then I would probably not be able to recover the best way that I possibly could. And that was actually reiterated so many times throughout just my hospital stay and my parents. And they wanted me to know that whatever I put into my recovery is what I'll get out. So
absolutely,
I kind of told myself that and adopted that mindset for myself.
That's kind of the mantra with life, really, isn't it? Is whatever you put in, you get out of it. And I know I don't know if you still are. I know you're a big soccer player. I have a 9-year-old who is on the verge of wanting to become a huge soccer player. I told her about you, and she was very motivated. And you say in your book that each challenge we face helps makes us. Let's try start that again. There we go. Okay, so each challenge we face helps make us the people we are meant to be. So with that saying, when you're speaking to other people, I watched your graduation ceremony when you spoke to everybody. When you're speaking to, and you were speaking to some of the others, and you've been back to Shriners, what kind of message are you speaking to them? Obviously, you're going to say to them, I've been through this. I understand what you're going through, and I've come out the other side more positive. I'm continuing my life as a normal young lady. So what kind of messages are you giving to the people that you've been working with or speaking to?
Usually I try to keep it as uplifting as I possibly can. And I know that most of the times I actually am talking to young children. And so there's been on a few occasions that I have talked to, church groups, and then that commencement speech. And really those are the only times that I get to talk to adults or people older than, 18. So
right.
I try to keep it for kids as positive as I possibly can, because they don't understand. They don't grasp what they've been through, or, if even something small that they've gone through, it's still something huge in their life. So I try to make sure that kids know that and understand that if they see somebody who can get through something similar, then they can maybe do it too. I try to be as a kind of like a role model to them, because
sure, of course.
they don't understand, and their parents telling them. I've been in that situation, so I know that when you hear your parents tell you, like, you need to do this, you need to do that, or you're not going to get better, then sometimes it doesn't get through to them. So every time I speak to kids like that, I just hope that maybe somebody who has been in a similar situation can get through to them more than just their parents.
Yeah, you're providing them hope, which is a wonderful thing, especially in the time of need, is when they're in the hospital. I'm sure they're trying to figure out what the next steps are. Someone like yourself walking in, having been in that similar situation, is very helpful.
And also, I think with children is they don't understand as much words as they do visual. So when they can see that you've actually have the scars that you are completely proud of because they're part of you, I guess they can see that versus if you were just to talk to someone who's never been through it. It's got to be very difficult for a child. And going back to you, did you have anybody that did the same for you when you were in Shriners?
I actually did. So earlier I had talked about my stepdad's coworker, and his daughter had been there. She actually came in closer to the end of my stay in the hospital, but she came in and she talked, and she did the same thing that I do now. So it's kind of cool because it's like full circle. But she came in and she showed me her scars, and her scars, I mean, she was burned when she was, I think, 6 or 7 years old. And at the time when she showed me and came and talked to me, she was 19 or 20. So things had looked a lot differently than when she first was injured. So it was nice to be able to see the progression, being able to see, because everybody tells you, you're not going to look like this forever. They'll heal, they'll look better. But I mean, you don't know because you're in it. So you don't want to be like, right. So she was able to show me that. And I agree, the visual thing definitely helped me. So I would imagine it would help a lot of other people as well.
That's great. So you talked about your little furry friend, Digger, who just incredible. Like you talked about the two different dogs, about the two different ways they are, and Digger's definitely the lunatic, as you said. And so you woke up to him barking over you, and I know since everything that's gone on, you wrote a book, a children's book, Digger the Hero Dog. So tell us a little bit about that.
So my family and we felt like we could maybe teach young children about burn safety through a book.
Right.
And obviously kids love animals. Most kids love animals.
Yeah.
So we thought, what better way to do that than the one who actually was involved in the situation. And we kind of took as like it's in his perspective.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
yeah, it's really cool. We actually wrote it together. My stepdad and my mom and we all collaborated on this
you
together.
And Digger wrote it together when you said
yeah.
He's got his paw prints all over it.
Yeah.
He does actually have his paw prints. But yeah, so we felt like that was the best way to get through to kids about burn safety. And in the back of the book, we actually include something a sticker that smells like gas, so that kids can identify what that smell is before they actually get into a situation where they, injure themselves. And we also have a bunch of burn safety tips in there as well. So that was our thought and way of getting through to kids about burn safety and in the perspective of a dog.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You're right. Kids love animals. And, Digger really, as you said, was the hero. He barked, and whether he barked to wake you up, you'll never know that. But he spotted, and it shows that animals do have the instinct. I have a Labrador. If I fall on the floor, he just comes down and kisses me.
Lick your face.
Yeah, lick my face. And he's a trained ex-guide dog, so it's even worse. So before Jay talks to you about the foundation, one of the burning question on my mind was, did you ever find out where the gas leak came from?
So yeah, we did. At the time, we were oblivious, I guess, to it. But my parents actually had an addition put on the back of the house, and they put a fireplace back there.
Okay.
And so there was a leak somewhere in there, and that's how it happened.
Got it. Okay.
Wow. So Kilee, about your Kilee Gives Back Foundation, I was watching a couple of the videos, and I noticed that in 2017, I think you started it. And I heard one of the accolades at the time that you became Cincinnati of Shriners Hospital, the largest donor at the time, which is amazing.
Congrats.
What are you doing today with the foundation, and where do you have any tallies as far as where you're at as far as how much you've donated to this point?
Yeah, so to this point, we have donated nearly $300,000 to
Wow,
Shriners in
amazing.
Cincinnati. Yeah, so each year we do that by holding a golf outing.
I
And
want to
so,
play. I'm a big
yeah,
golfer. I'll fly in. If you can
yes,
if you can give me a foursome, and you can make it in Florida and just nearby my house. No, I saw that and I was so jealous. I was like, I mean, I play in a lot of golf tournaments for charity and things like that as well. I'm not the best in the world, but I saw that you did that, and that's such a great way to do it, bringing all those people. And you said again in the book, and sorry to ruin it for everybody out there, but you said after the tournament, and it really resonated with me, that everyone stuck around afterwards versus just go off and leave.
Great.
yeah, yeah, it is. We didn't know what to expect the first few years that we were doing this, and we had bounced around from different golf courses just because we were trying to find the best fit for us and what we were offering to people. So the first few years, all of us were pretty shocked at what the outcome was. I mean, there were people who stayed around and just talked for hours afterwards, and they had just played, a 4 hour plus golf round, and it
Yeah.
was incredible. But yeah, so we do that every year, and this year, obviously, we're having a little bit more
Yeah.
difficult of a time just trying to figure out how we can do everything and maybe make some different accommodations, but we're still planning on doing it this year. So,
When is it?
I mean, well,
That's
we're
the
still
question.
working on the date.
Okay.
Yep.
But
Push out a
please
little
let me
bit
know,
there.
because maybe we'll take a trip. I'd
Yes.
love to come over there. That'd be
Yes.
fantastic. Um, well, so I have a question. It's a long time ago. I saw the video. You had a very special guest that came and surprised you. Um, and you were so cool about it as well. You were just like, oh, okay, how you doing? Justin Bieber coming and surprising you. How did Justin find out about it? Did you speak to him about it? Did someone tell him about it? How did he see? Did he see it on the news? Do you know?
Well, it's actually pretty crazy because I'm sure my friends did not expect anything to come from it, but they, my friends from high school decided to create a hashtag on Twitter,
Yeah,
and they just, I guess, all tweeted about it for weeks. And then
right.
I don't know if he actually ever saw that for himself, but when I went on the TV show The Doctors, they saw it when they were doing their research. And so when they saw it, they reached out to him and told him. So then they showed him about it. So it was like a whole chain of events that happened that led up to that point.
So your
Amazing.
friends are the ones that are taking the credit for it.
Yes. Yep.
That
Who would
was,
have thought from a hashtag, right, Rob?
yeah, it's social media. I mean, I've put hashtag Rob C for like the last 7 weeks, and nobody's, no one's shown up at my door.
I
So
was going to say.
maybe Kylie can give me some tips with her friends on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
side.
Maybe we need her friends to help us with our social media
Yeah,
marketing.
we're gonna hire your friends as our social media twit. Yeah, I'm not, we're older as much as we look younger.
Some of us do.
We're still trying to be cool down with. I have a 9-year-old that tells me what to do with that kind of stuff. But Twitter's, not my favorite right now. TikTok is my favorite right now.
Oh,
Like, I know. Don't look. See,
Yeah.
I've embarrassed myself. She's thinking, this poor guy. He's this 21-year-old man over here is on TikTok. So. So Kylie, something that really excited me was seeing that you've now opened Kylie's Cakery. That is
yeah.
awesome. What made you
So,
decide to do that?
well, for the longest time, since I was probably 12 or 13 years old, I have been into baking.
Yeah.
And I hadn't ever done it for anyone other than family members.
Uh-huh.
But I guess over the time that we've been home and coronavirus and quarantine, all that, I just decided that maybe people want cake. I don't know. So
Everyone wants cake.
yeah.
Including the two guys here on the screen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're waiting for you to show us the full Ford radio cake that you made for us.
That's right.
Is it
Oh
still
yeah,
good?
I'll ship it. I'll
Yeah,
ship
perfect,
it.
perfect. Yeah, no, they look delicious. I mean, that's great. I love baking as well. I'm not the greatest at it, but the fact is, really, when we're looking at this whole story and everything that you've been through, you've gone from a horrendous situation, and you hear stories of people that are not able to get through it, and you've by far been able to come through it, and you've done so much stuff with it and helped so many people. Who would you say, obviously Shriners was a huge part for you, and they were fantastic, and you talk about it again, how it wasn't just one or two people, it was a multitude of people helping you out. who would you say, and I don't want you to pinpoint one specific person, but who were the people that really were the champions for you that really helped you get through everything, didn't let you give up?
There were quite a few people. I would say first it was the physical therapy nurse that I had. She was with me every single day for hours at a time, but my hands had to be stretched, and so when you do that, you can't do it on your own.
Right.
And she was there for hours every day, and she would never let me quit. She was there until we finished what we had to do. So she was definitely a part of that, and as well as my primary nurse who was there, and then my family. They were around all the time. Both of my parents, or actually all four of my parents, because I have extended families.
Yeah.
They all took off work and they stayed in the hospital with me. And I mean, every single person who, they were all there every day, and they came and visited as much as they possibly could. And that was, for me, that was super helpful, because I thought I might be alone, and
Sure.
I was obviously sedated, and I didn't really know most of the time what was going on, but I did know that my family was there. And each time somebody from my extended family would come and visit, I knew they were there, and I would try my best to, talk to them and be able to let them come back to see me in my room. And so that was super helpful. I think my family played a major role in just being able to support me and make me feel better.
That's amazing. And then obviously I want to throw him in there so he gets the limelight. Cameron, who you said when you were younger you weren't that close, and then this brought you closer together, and now you're best friends.
Yeah, so it's actually cool because we weren't close ever growing up. I mean, we were typical brother and sister, fight all the time, stuff like that. And then when this happened, he was there for me as much as anybody else was. So we got close through that. And even afterwards, he would help me do anything and everything anything that he could do to help make me feel more comfortable, he would do it. So from that, actually, I went to Xavier in Cincinnati, and he actually went to Xavier. He's 3 years younger than me, but we were able to spend a year there together. So that was really
cool. That's great. So is it because he didn't want to be away from you, or is it just because he had the opportunity to choose?
He was able to choose, and he also wanted to stay close to home. He kind of had the same mindset that I did when I chose. So yeah. So I think he did want to be close to me, but also he wanted to be close to everybody else too. So
that's great. Amazing. What a great story. Well, Kilee, you're an amazing person. Usually in this part of the interview here, we always like to ask our guests if they could recommend, or if they have anyone they would recommend to be on the show that inspired them. And I know you've talked already about people who've helped you with your recovery, your family. And so we're always curious to hear from the guests themselves who they might, again, suggest to be on our show.
The first person that comes to mind for me is actually my mom.
Okay.
She's gone through a lot in her life, but also she does so much for other people that it inspires me. She owns a drug and alcohol rehab center, and so she's done that for the past 10 years, I think. And even before that, she worked in another rehab center. So I think just seeing her help people in need has made me have that passion to want to help people in need. Yeah. So I think that she's inspiring to me. So I'm sure she would be inspiring to others as well.
That's incredible. This could be a part 2 of this actual interview, Rob.
Well, the funny thing is I was hoping you would say that, because I can confirm that I have reached out to your mom's people without you knowing, actually. And this isn't set up, just so everyone knows it's not set up. And she has agreed to come on the show.
Oh, wow.
Whether you had said her or not, I was gonna mention it. And so we are gonna have a part 2 of this interview, because again, from reading the book, the perspective is from you and the perspective is from your mom. And you as a 16-year-old growing up now to 22, right? You're 22?
Yep.
Year older than me, that's right. So You see, I've thrown myself off now. I was doing really
Because
well.
you're
And
telling lies. Your nose is growing,
I
Pinocchio.
tried to throw in a joke. No, but from her perspective as well as a parent. So we want to see it from both sides. So she's agreed to come on the show. So we're really, really excited about that, to talk about her side of it. And just for her to talk all about you. But that's really, as a parent, as us both being parents, for you to say your mom, that's
wonderful.
awesome. I mean, and you didn't have to say that. And so we really, really appreciate that. And we're looking forward to the golf tournament and the cakes and talking to your mom. And then if you're ever over in Florida, let us know. And we'd love to.
There's a lot of golf courses down here too.
Do you play golf yourself?
No.
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 Are you still
I've
playing
tried.
soccer?
No, I'm not. No, I stopped when I graduated high school. I played a little bit of intramurals in college, but I actually just graduated. So
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
thank you.
So what's next for you? Is the Cakery the full-time gig from now on, or have you got other plans?
I don't think that it's going to be the full-time thing for right now. I think maybe eventually I would love to do something like that. It's something that I really enjoy doing. So I think eventually maybe something could come of that. But right now I'm looking for jobs.
Okay.
I graduated with a degree in communications. So there's a lot out there. I've applied to a few, just waiting to hear back. So I'm not sure where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing really, but
Well, we're your online
that's what the
platform.
whole,
So everyone that's watching this, Kylie's
right.
looking for a job. She's a phenomenal person. She's fantastic with charity. She loves to bake. She plays soccer. She could be a soccer coach. So anything that you have out there for her, she'll take it. She'll take it.
yes.
The green
Come
communication,
through.
she can do it all.
We're now her agent. So come through us first, and then we'll relay it to Kilee. So, but hey, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been an inspiration. You are incredible.
Yeah.
We want everyone to go out there and get Digger the Hero Dog and also Beautiful Scars. And, we're going to talk more and more about the Shriners.
Donate
Now,
to
let
our
me just say
foundation as
something to
well.
you real quick, Kylie, before we leave you. Every week we do a celebrity guest list where we decide who we want, who's our ideal person. Back in episode 2, Jay said Shriners. He actually said, I would really love to have someone on from Shriners or be associated with
Yeah,
Shriners.
we'd love to expose and share what they're doing.
When Jennifer told us about you and we read the book and I was like, I'm really competitive. So he goes 1-0, and he's probably going to put it up there with a 1 and a ding, and he's going to be all excited. So I need you to help me find one of our other guests to bring on the show. Deal?
Okay, deal.
Justin Bieber, here you come.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, Kylie. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And stay in touch with us, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks
Pleasure.
for being on it.
Take care.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Wow.
What a great interview.
What an amazing girl.
Yeah. What a story. I mean, can't even imagine what she's been through, but like this is a great story about being relentless and perseverance from her side. Just really amazed by her, everything she's doing and where she's at today. It's out of this world.
So one of the things that we spoke about when we came off air that I wanted to bring up is her publisher. When we reached out to her to speak to Kylie, she said that she phoned Kylie when she was in the car with her mom and said, look, we've got these 2 really, really handsome guys from Full Forward Radio that would love to interview you. And you know what Kylie's response was?
No, I don't.
Her response was, what do they want to talk to me about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how humble she is. She doesn't look at it. I mean, she's 22 now. It happened to her when she was 16. She's moved forward. Life. She's falling forward, which is exactly. So just Kylie's books, Beautiful Scars, Digger, the Hero Dog. You'll see him right over here. Oh, no, this side, right over here. The Kilee Foundation. And there's everything on there. It's just, let's help with Shriners, help with Kylie's Foundation. And the books, because believe me, it's incredible. So Jay, it's that time. Ready for the jingle? Send it.
Here we go.
Celebrity guest list.
There it is. I love it. It's so fun. It's great. So I really want to find out who did that.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Look, I think this week we should collaborate again.
Okay.
I think it's maybe fitting that we take a little bit out of the story we heard today from Kylie.
Yeah.
Look, Justin Bieber,
Biebs.
He's the Biebs, right? And everyone knows who he is, but
Yeah.
he's works with Make-A-Wish Foundation. We've talked about that in the past. It'd be
We
a
have.
great group to have on here. You know, no one's really out and about right now. So, you know, the more exposure, the better, I think. It's a great
Absolutely.
foundation.
And you know what they call Justin? His fans are called believers, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
great. It's like, instead of believers, believers. I'm surprised you didn't know that. I thought you're a big Justin
Well,
fan.
I
I
feel,
am.
you know, you're on TikTok, so you pick up on all this stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, don't make fun of me just because I'm loved and people like me out there. You know, I'm a TikTok. No, I'm not a TikTok superstar at all. So,
No.
well, listen, guys, thank you so much for today. Jay, go ahead and roll the music.
right.
We're looking forward to catching up with you. As we said, look out for part 2 of this interview coming soon with Lori, her mom. And we will see you very, very soon. This is Rob C. In the place to be, you know me, 1, 2, 3, ABC.
And this is Jay Hawk. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We'll see you soon.
All right.
See you later.
Take care, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.
Hey, Fall Forward fanatics. Jay Hawk here.
And Rob C. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell.
And also check out our website, fallforwardradio.com, and the Suggest a Guest section.
And always remember to keep inspiring
And keep falling forward. See you guys soon.